He's saying there's a process already going on, and which of a truth there are also processes going on that which we are hearing in the media that the Nigerian government is. All right, so let's move quickly to River State's crisis that is going on. A lot of people are saying Fubara should defect to NDC because Wike seems to be giving him too much trouble and APC seems to be giving him too much trouble. Would you agree for Fubara to defect to NDC?
To be quite honest with you, if Fubara defects to NDC, it's going to spread doom for him. Because one, he'll be impeached. He may not complete his first tenure. So that best explains the reason he may not defect in the first place.
Why do you think he might be impeached?
Because all the House of Assembly members from Matuna Mahula, who is the Speaker of the House, to the about 27 of them who are loyal to the FCT, have made attempt to impeach him in the past. And it always takes the reported apparent intervention of Mr. President to always stop the impeachment. And in any case, after the resolution, the terms of the resolution we often hear always favor the SCT minister. So to that extent, the SCT minister is on same hand dealing with Fubara. To be quite honest with you, it would have been a very good thing for him to defect. And when they talk about defection at this stage, NDC is the destination. Because NDC perhaps appear to be the most formidable and peaceful political party that politicians are now defecting to. That is why when we saw the defection of those 17 lawmakers from ADC, their decision was NDC. Because certainly the ADC is still embroiled in crisis up to now as we speak. The Nafi Gombe, who have been wreaking havoc in that party, have not stopped. As at the last count, he wrote a letter to the court to
change the judge.
That the judge should be changed. That even made the judge to adjourn the case indefinitely. And as we speak, the uncertainty surrounding ADC is unabated. But if you look at the circumstance sequel to the Electoral Act in relation to timetable of INEC, the Fubara have been trapped. Because number one, Section 77, Section 4 of the Electoral Act says you must give notice to INEC if you hope to participate in the election of 2027. Sequel to your primary, you must give 21 notice to INEC. 21 days before the primary. And as you give the notice, you submit your digital register. And INEC came out to say, our guideline, you start your party, political parties that want to participate in the election must start their primaries on the 23rd of April and end it on the 30th of May. That is the window. As we speak, today is already 13, meaning the date to submit digital register to INEC expired like 3 days ago. So by implication, all political parties that hope to participate in this forthcoming election would have submitted their digital register to INEC. So that forecloses every possibility of political parties to register new entrants that wish to defect to their party. However, that does not bar people from defecting. But if you defect, you cannot be registered. And if you are not a registered member of a political party, you cannot contest. That is perhaps where the INEC and, of course, those who call themselves master strategists may have hold everybody hostage. So in the circumstance, Fubara is like trapped already.
So would you agree to Fubara? Okay, so let's do it like this. Is it that Wike is trying to take in charge of River State despite having a governor in River State? Is it that Wike is trying to take over the decision of, because a lot of times some people are saying, why imposing things when there is a governor that needs to decide?
I want to make reference to the Minister of Aviation, First of Keyamo, when he visited River State. I also want to make references to, the unseen hand that actually initiated what was going on in River State. They said it is deliberate, it's not politics. If it is politics, we know. He said that they wanted to catch a rat and they ended up catching an elephant. You know what it means? So, Fubara, we know ab initio that he decided to work for the people of River State. But Wike decided, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu decided to play politics with it, adopting the necessity of the federal might on a governor that has mandate of the people, voted from Opopo, and the entire River State is quiet. Nobody is speaking up. Now we understand that this is politics. That's what they want to tell Nigerians. Well, if it has come to that point, Fubara can go to NDC. What is wrong with that? He can go to NDC and reposition himself and make sure that APC and PDP does not emerge as elected governors in that state. And it is very possible to achieve that.
How possible is that to be achieved?
Yes, let me tell you, as it stands now, you can see clearly that what is at stake is not about the people. It's not about leadership in River State. What is at stake is ego. What is at stake there, is the resources of River State, not governance. So radicalizing the political structure and political atmosphere in River State ahead of 2027 seems to be the order of the day, because everybody has been greased. You know what I mean? Everybody has been monetized, commercialized. But it is quite dangerous for Nigerian democracy, especially when you come on the issue that has to do, with a federative unit of the federal government. So it's all about money. So if Fubara, can put his structures, never mind, work assiduously with the members and governorship candidates in that state, the possibility of Obi's political influence can give NDC victory in River State.
All right, so
and by so doing, there's every possibility he can still come back to power.
Fubara have moved from APC to NDC, and this just happened because of what Nelson Wike said yesterday in his own media chat, that the PDP will go to contest governorship come 2027 year election in Rivers State. That is why Simi Fubara changed his mind. He come from APC into NDC.
Oh, well, it's going to be a very interesting thing. I don't think that there will be another second state of emergency in Rivers State. And this is the time where the Simi Fubara will now look inwards and be very decisive on whether he wants to go for second term or not. But the fact still remains, there was a report being credited to the FCT minister, Nelson Wike, that Fubara signed an agreement that he will not contest for second term. And whether that is true or not, we needed to hear from Fubara. But that is tantamount to political witch hunting. If such agreement was being pushed to Fubara, that is not what it's supposed to be. We reject any form of Babasobe, Lagos State style of politics in Rivers State. We reject it in total, front and back. But let us look at what is going to happen. We know that almost all the elected politicians in the House, local government, and the rest of them are all APC, members. Of course, Fubara is also an APC member. Whether he has decamped, but that will be a very tough decision to have made. That means I think he would have been able to play his role very well before he now decided that he is going to move from APC to another political party. But that notwithstanding, of course, it's going to be a very drawn battle because the Obi factor is also there, the Amechi factor is also there, the Fubara factor is also there, and of course, Wike factor is always is always there. So it is not going to be something they are going to win for anybody in Rivers State. The vote in Rivers State will be splitted to just barely nothing at the end of the day. And that's what
Chinedu, do you think that same with Fubara, how about the text to defeat any candidate that Nyesom Wike going to back?
No, I learned that he's bringing somebody for PDP. I don't know whether the presidency is comfortable with that. Yes, because they have already done some kind in-house thing secretly before coming to the public. But if Wike insists on pushing his own personal anointed candidate at the end of the day, it means there is going to be a serious clash between Wike and, of course, Tinubu, if the story we are hearing at this moment.
This very move by Fubara was being engineered by Fubara's supporters. They said that they have no faith in APC, having in mind that the Mr. President and Nyesom Wike, they are very tight friends, meaning that whatever Wike decide, that is what's going to happen. So the Fubara supporters urge him to decamp from APC into NDC.
Of course, when I saw the level of visitation and the kind of caliber of people Fubara started receiving in Rivers State, he sent a very deep signal. Maybe he has been able to consolidate his structure very well, and no cause for alarm, knowing fully well that if he definitely move to Nigerian Democratic Party, he is going to launch a campaign from that angle, and he's definitely going to win without Wike and Tinubu interference in Rivers State. It is going to be an interesting thing. We expect a lot former governors, ministers, ex-presidents to join the movement now that it has been identified to be people-oriented. Every Nigerian must join Nigerian Democratic Party. We are not joining Nigerian Democratic Party because we believe that they are going to do an extraordinary thing, but at least this is the best choice we have at the moment. NDC remains the best choice we have at the moment. Nobody's a saint, but at least among everything they have put out in the public there, I want to make choice. We have tested Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have tested all these people in the past. We have not tested Obi. We have tested the so-called Jagaban of Battleline, or what they call it. We can see that his government is the worst in the history of Nigeria. Unless you want to judge based on sentiment, or because of bigotry, or because you are benefiting from his government. Of course, that is the Nigerian culture. Once you are benefiting from the government, or you are loyal to unfortunate elements that have destroyed Nigeria from 1960 to date, and then it's okay by you. But let me say it very clearly. Anybody that is talking about Atiku, to be very honest, anybody, whether it's a group, as an individual, talking about Atiku at this moment, you are one of the people that have sentenced Nigeria to Golgotha. No two ways about it. You have automatically sentenced Nigeria to Golgotha. Again, we don't need an Atiku now. We want a shift from those. These are APC elements that just left APC. All of a sudden, you can see how they wanted to trap Obi, manipulate Obi. But at the end of the day, Obi says there is, a very dangerous trap beneath him, and was able to go to it. And you can see once he moved, because Obi represents one of the most powerful political movements currently now in Nigeria.
Mr. Chinedu, people are saying that Obi himself is a force, and the moment Peter Obi they come from NDC to NDC, a lot of people follow suit as well. And yesterday was reported that more than 18 House of Assembly members they come from NDC to NDC as well. Yesterday they received one senator, and this morning the breaking news that one governor talking about Sim Fubara have also moved into NDC. Do you think Peter Obi is a force indeed?
Okay, let me tell you, it is the man of the moment. This is Peter Obi's glory. This is Peter Obi's time. Nigeria have a better chance now to make a choice. You know, Nigeria has, let me say tomorrow now. Okay, let us continue to try. We know that the culture of Nigerian politics is about corruption. It's about nepotism. It's about selfishness. We know, but let us continue to change politicians, because the more we change politicians, we change government, we change policies. Maybe we'll be able to get it a bit right under Peter Obi. I commend anybody that is identifying with the new alignment now, with the latest political party currently now, to sit up very well and fight for the reality on ground. Now, they underrated Peter Obi. Yes, they underrated Peter Obi, but you can see what is going to happen now. He is going to dismantle the Northern Caliphate. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, we are going to see total collapse of South Hausa Fulani political culture and structure, because Kwankwaso is seen as coming from the Hausa ethnicity who plays Hausa Fulani politics. So when we begin to see that there is this reawakening, empowerment, by repositioning the real indigenous Northerners, who are the Hausas, within the national political space, then the more we put a stop to the Fulani influence, conquest agenda, and of course Islamization. And that is what we need to do. The reason is very clear. Do you know why Atiku Abubakar has continued? Plus, go and look at what Lord Lugard said about the Fulanis when he was handing over notes to Walter Jaylang. You can look at the history. He said one thing: they are not ambitious people. They thrive in immorality and corruption. That is the identity to date. So anything that looks like a good thing, they don't want it. Atiku thought he would have trapped Obi under a coalition process. Let us join hands together and all that. Okay. Remember, it took Obi a very long time before he could start, putting his feet on NDC. But unfortunately, you can see how he played out, because the process was not crystal, was not transparent. And the question fellow Northerners are asking, like Dr. Haruna is asking, is that, is it the turn of the North? But when it was turn of the North, we saw Atiku Abubakar campaigning. It is the turn of the North. It is the turn of the North. When they wanted to bring Buhari, there was no litigation anywhere in the court. They brought Buhari smoothly, packaged him with NEPA bill and everything as certificate. They handed him over to Nigeria as president.
All right, Mr. Chinedu, what is that thing that make Peter Obi stand out among the top politicians in Nigeria? Because it seems that among the top politicians over the social media space and even fiscal, people are saying they are going to vote for Peter Obi. But a lot of people say, let Peter Obi move to the law choosing party, that they will wear their airplane. A lot of people are saying, let Obi move to any political party that they're going within. So why that special thing that make Obi to stand out among the other politicians?
Obi is one of the governors in Nigeria, whether ex-governor or not ex-governor, that is not in EFCC list today. You cannot find Obi's name in EFCC list. Bola Ahmed Tinubu's name is there. So many of their names are there. What else do you want when you talk about credibility and integrity? It's already approved. Peter Obi has never been taken to court, either by omission or by fabrication, to go and answer questions based on corruption. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been dragged to court more than how many times? There's the issue of Jefferson linked to Atiku. He's still pending in the United States of America. Now he is lobbying. Bro, this is what the Fulanis are. Very clear. What Lord Lugard wrote about them is very clear. They are cunning and unambitious. And that is why they have kept Nigeria like this. Then Obi came not as a saint, not as a messiah. Obi is offering an option to choose leadership. As simple as that. And from his record, me, I have never attended any lecture where I see Buhari, talking to a large crowd in Harvard University, in Yale University, or one of the best universities around the world. I've never seen that. I've never seen Bola Ahmed Tinubu speak in an international organization, speak to Harvard students, address world conference, talk about issues, bring statistics on good governance, or how nations can, emancipate from economic doldrum to Eldorado.
All right, Mr. Chinedu Michael, my last shot. Do you think that Peter Obi, are you seeing Peter Obi winning the 2027 general election?
Okay, let me tell you.
And among the three candidates.
Let me tell you, anybody that's looking at, gentleman in character, dangerous in action. The humble looking of a lion does not mean that the lion is weak. I think we try to underrate Obi. You see, they wanted to make mockery of Obi. They go, see, I'm not. So they say they get sense. Don't leave the party for them. This one now, they try them, carry anybody, go court, say that they do NDC court for court. Okay, militants go involved. They don't tell them. Say this one not be Northern party, although it's a national party, but this one, now so it is. Militants will come out. That judiciary, whether they buy house, give judges now, we go see as it go be. I'm telling you, it's not a joke. As governors, I say, okay, that means, they wanted to try the sentiment, the consciousness of the Fulani agenda in Nigeria. Obi saw it very clear. Okay, let me see what these guys are up to. They repeated the same thing that Lord Lugard has written about them many, many years ago, that they are unambitious and corrupt. They believe in immorality. And anything that is good is bad before them. And you can see what it means. So this thing is going to reawaken the Hausa indigenous people in the north and to begin to negotiate political power, to see how they are going to position themselves for a very deep battle between the Hausas and the Fulanis in the north, politically.
All right, Mr. Chinedu, but some people are saying that indeed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will walk into Aso Rock without even stressing himself that the vote have been divided already. That what happened in 2023, the three ox race has also will repeat itself in 2027. Meaning that the vote of the southeast, the vote of the south going to split into two. Talk about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Peter Obi. Why did not be united in voting for only one candidate? Talking about Alhaji Atiku Abubakar.
Yes, that's who he is open for. That he has handed over the Southeast Development Commission to them to use it as campaign in the east. The light of all these Okalo, Benjamin Kala, and all of them. None of them are going to return to the Senate. None of them are going to return to the Federal House. Okay? The Igbo people, they vex. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto prison. Why the terrorists that are killing Nigerians on daily basis are being given red carpet in Abuja, in Aso Rock. And now, very clearly, whenever you see this video, please share it. Why is Bola Ahmed Tinubu demanding vote from the people he called IPOB terrorists? Are they the ones that are going to vote for you? They are not. Of course, you should know very clearly. This is not about sentiment. The government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a total disgrace and disappointment, even to the Yoruba people, tribe and race. This is the worst ever in less than, yes, we know that, see, when you are not competent, you are not competent. You cannot offer what you don't have. It's as simple as that. Anybody that is voting for APC is voting based on sentiment. If they actually believe in Nigeria, then let us change politicians and change policies. Maybe if Peter Obi fair, we move to another level.
All right, Mr. Chinedu, I think it's a wonderful place to leave it. Thank you for speaking with us this morning.